जयपुर वाया कोटा।
कृपया ध्यान आपो अहमदाबाद
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत.
Lucknow Junction.
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವ ರೈಲು
Hyderabad Bhattacharjya Express পরবর্তী স্টেশন নেতাজি ভবন कृपया ध्यान दियो
Hardik Pandya has Believe written on his kit bag and also has a tattoo that says Believe, and that's exactly what he's instilled in his team because Gujarat has done it again. They've won by 6 wickets. We are back at Cricbuzz Live. I'm Saiyami Kher. I have Joy, Bhattacharjya and Lisa with me. Lisa, they've done it again. Someone's put their hand up and said, we're going to take you through. We can see Sai Sudharsan has got a 62 of 48 and he's the one who's taken them through today.
Yeah, and you look at how they performed last year, and there were, I think, 7 players that stood up, that one player of the match performances. Now, all of a sudden, you're looking at another guy who steps up. And that's the great thing, that they've got players. They're not relying on 1 or 2 key players. Everyone is playing their role. And they've just picked up where they left off from last year. We were talking in there about Sarfraz Khan not taking his opportunity, and Sai Sudharsan all of a sudden does and has done. And this is off the back of a wonderful Vijay Hazare tournament as well, over 600 runs. But, you know, the strike rate, you may look, okay, 129, that's not T20, that's not IPL, but that's assessing the conditions, assessing that wickets are falling around and that I need to be the guy that stays there and kind of make sure that I'm the glue to get us across the line.
Absolutely, you know, Joy sir, the partnership between Vijay and Sai Sudharsan, a 53-run partnership, and they ran 35 of those 53 runs. So, you know, they took it slowly. They wanted to steady their ship and then go for it because they were losing wickets early on. Sai Sudharsan, extremely impressive. His mother's a volleyball player, father's an athlete. They're going to be very proud to see what his son's done today.
No, absolutely. And I think you're right, you know. Last ball of the, you know, when Hardik Pandya gets out to Khalil Ahmed, they're 54 for 3, they're rocking, there's still 2 overs left of Nokia, there's still a lot of danger left out there. At that point in time, a couple of more wickets and things could have been very different. That partnership, that 53-run partnership is what stabilized them. After that, there was nowhere to go, and this is what it is. It's not a very high-scoring partnership in terms of speed, but it's a very sensible partnership. And basically what it did was it played away Kuldeep's threat, it warded off Nokia and made it a situation where after that it was very difficult for Gujarat to lose. Then it was a question of how many overs they do it in. And then, you know, David Miller has just not forgotten his form. He's just come back and done what he does. Another not out, another finisher effort. So, you know, you got the final, you know, icing on the cake for them. One more person who's in form, one more person not to worry about. What do you do about that? Strike rate of 193.75, 2 fours, 2 sixes, not out. Those are the 2 things that you'll always see, that high strike rate and that not out. He's taking it on himself to finish game. So, this is Gujarat as usual. You know, I was talking when we did the preview about, you know, will Gujarat manage to do it? And we're talking about this sophomore curse, that the next stage gets tougher. I don't know.
Change your mind.
I don't know what magic pixie does they have out there, but it certainly works.
Working.
But Lisa, you think, you know, they on paper look really solid and they're translating on the field because with Miller coming in, that middle order just looks so solid that, you know, after a Miller, you have even a Rashid Khan who can come and really hit the ball, then an Alzari Joseph and a Rahul Tewatia. So how many people do you have to go through before you get to the tail?
Yeah, well, they bat deep and that gives them the strength and the belief at the top and the middle to play with some freedom. I feel like Gujarat has actually been able to bring some players back into form, like a Rashid Khan didn't necessarily fire with the bat the last probably few years with Hyderabad, but then all of a sudden gets his strike rate last year up over 200. And that's what we know him to do, and that's the firepower. It's not just with the ball, but it's actually with the bat. So they've managed to unlock Miller, Rashid Khan with the bat to really give them a lot more depth in their order. And I mean, nothing has changed. So they've got a core group of players that know their role. They know each other really well. We were speaking about Miller wanting to come in and have an immediate impact. He's done exactly that, and away they go. 2 more points.
Credit to Ashish Nehra and Hardik Pandya, the captain, because like Lisa is saying, everyone is coming in feeling comfortable and doing their job.
So I'll tell you one thing, when you look at one of the things that I enjoy looking at, because I've, sat there in the dugouts, is watching a team's body language in the dugouts during the course of a match. And the thing about it is that the Gujarat dugout, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're always winning. Even when the situation is not that great for them, there's not that much concern. I mean, literally through the match, you could see more tension in the Delhi dugout, more body language tension in the Delhi dugout. Gujarat was, it doesn't mean that they'll win the game all the time, but it means that they're relaxed about it. The players in the field are doing their job. What will happen. So I think that all that contributes a lot. There's no, as I said, ownership pressure. Those pressures are not there. They're just playing more freely. They're enjoying each other also. And there's a third player. You talked about Miller, you talked about Rashid. I mean, Shubman Gill has been a different player since he's moved to Gujarat. And that form has not only stayed with him for Gujarat, it stayed with him for India.
True. Because, yes, Delhi has lost the game, but there are quite a few positives to see even with Delhi and the bowling lineup, because they had a Nokia who came in and he really fired. There was a Khalil who bowled that beautiful ball. We spoke about that in the comm box. But Mitch Marsh also came in and bowled almost his 4 overs. But the star for today, I feel Nokia, who's come back with that 2 for 39 and 4 overs.
Absolutely. I mean, the only thing Nokia did wrong today was not to shave off a moustache, which looks like a mutant caterpillar. A mutant caterpillar, not a normal caterpillar. A caterpillar that's, Spider-Man, spider venom in it or something has happened to it. But
thick, isn't it? It's got a big upper lip.
Yeah.
Solid.
Just tell him if he drinks beer, he can drink it twice. Drink it once, next day he can drink it again. But seriously, he provides that kind of burst of pace, and that ability to take wickets is so vital today, because everybody now is a 140 plus bowler. You're not going to get much of an advantage. You need that extra pace to hurry the batsmen. So you see wherever that extra pace is coming in, it's making a difference. Whether it's making a difference for Prithvi Shaw not being able to hit because it's too fast on him, the ball's sort of climbing on him, or you see at the other end, the bat not coming down on time. So these are the kind of things that make a difference. And I think Nokia, they need a Nokia there. And I think at some point in time, they'll have to look at it and say, is the rest of our Indian bowling doing enough? They'll probably be relieved that, for whatever it is, Mitch Marsh bowling is important to them, because he can bowl a heavy ball if he wants to. And if they say that, okay, we're going to get you to bowl as well, probably bring in another Indian batsman, because I don't think Sarfraz is doing it for them right now.
Yeah. But you spoke about Mitch Marsh. He's bowling after, I think, the T20 World Cup, which is a really long time. So I think they're going to be very happy to see Mitch Marsh, the bowler, in action.
Yeah, I'm just fingers crossed, because every time he starts to bowl, he normally gets injured somehow.
It was the ankle the last time.
The ankle, so he had, I think, keyhole surgery after that, so missed all of the Big Bash. So I always worry, because he is such a big guy. And like you said, he bowls a heavy ball. And what we mean by that is he runs in hard and he hits the deck hard. He may not be express pace, but it really does hurry the batters up. So in that sense, he's putting a lot of strain on his body. So I just hope that he's done all of his rehab work and he's nice and strong to get through this tournament, so that he's good to go for a good Australian summer as well.
2 out of 2 and Delhi's lost both. Ponting and Ganguly will have to go back to the drawing board and work on a whole lot of things. What can they learn from today's game?
Look, I'll tell you one thing. One of the big things about tournaments like this is you've got to, like, this was the result. The moment they reached 160, you know that it's gone. So what they have to fix is the fact that somebody like a Sarfraz Khan cannot take so many balls to score that many runs. Perhaps Akshar Patel is batting a bit low. Okay, where can we find that extra Indian batsman from? Because they are missing an Indian batsman out there, one more Indian batsman. And they need, Prithvi Shaw needs to come to the party. The point of it is, I still feel that their international players, not that all of them have fired, but still there's something there. The big hole is that the Indians are not coming to the party right now. And I think they need that to happen. But a lot of it will just be on saying that stay calm, it's a long tournament, keep going. This is too early to start having recriminations and doubts, because once you go into that phase, it gets very difficult to get out of it. So I think they'll wait a bit more. They'll try and sort the problems that are very obvious, but no panic stations yet. It's too early for panic stations.
The other thing that they'll learn as well is the pitch and what it did. Every first time you're playing on a new deck, go, okay, well, we haven't been here for a few years, so what is it serving up? Okay, it's helping our fast bowlers. Like, where are we going to score our runs, or where did we leak runs? So that's the intel that they will take, because they will play more games at that ground. So the sooner they're across it and they can unlock it, then that's the learnings they can absolutely take from this match.
You spoke about the pitch because Delhi takes on Rajasthan in Guwahati. That's a pitch that nobody knows anything about, so you don't know what to expect there. So what can the learnings be, or what Rajasthan plays tomorrow there? So we'll have some kind of an idea how the pitch plays out. But what will Delhi be thinking going into their next game?
I think that's what this is too early, because even thinking about the Rajasthan pitch, all the intel you get, nothing works. They were sitting in Delhi and they thought they knew the pitch and they didn't. So I think they'll just have to say, be calm, and they'll look at it and say, perhaps Aksar bats a bit higher, figure a way to sort of rekey that batting. They'll keep going with, Prithvi. They have too much faith in Prithvi, so they'll keep going with Prithvi and hope that Prithvi and starts getting some runs at some point in time.
Lisa and I were talking about Prithvi when we were watching the game together. Again, the short ball, yes, the pace was too quick and it came onto him very quickly. But he was not forward, he was not back, and it was a short ball again. So is there something that he maybe technically needs to go and work on, or he just has to go by instinct?
Goes back to the conversation we had at the start. There'll be some in the camp of, he's got to work on a few things because he's getting found out a lot. And it's the same modes of dismissal every time, which has got to be annoying as a coach. You keep pulling your hair out. Surely come back in a new year and be able to face the short ball. But then on the flip side, everything else that he does in domestic cricket, he does well. But we've seen time and time again, there are some players that actually underperform in domestic cricket, but rise to the occasion at the next level. Then on the flip side, there's players that are prolific in domestic cricket, but that next level is just a little bit too much for them. I'm not saying he's in that scenario yet, but there seems to be a pattern unfolding.
Yeah, I have another issue there, which is that IPL is a great place to sort out very small things. You can do tweaks, but you can't sort out a problem. There's just too much travel, too little practice. I can tell you an average IPL team in the 45 days of the tournament, the first 45 days, which is literally when the 14 matches they'll be playing, they'll have max 2 to 3 practices where the main team is practicing. Otherwise, it's the reserves practicing. The others will just come to a few top-ups, a few knockdowns. That's it. They're not going to do more than that because it's very, very difficult. You're traveling, you're going from here to here, you're not even sitting in one place. So what can happen is tweaks, little tweaks that, okay, this is what you're doing. Maybe you're transferring weight too early, so you're not being able to hit it over. And that's what he consistently does, hits it to, mid-on when he's trying to cross. And those are the kind of things that they can tweak on. But technical change, he has to go back to the nets and spend a month trying to do that after the IPL. It won't happen during the IPL.
So I think for most Indian fans and for Delhi fans, we hope that Prithvi comes back into form. Let's quickly have a look at the points table because Delhi's lost both their games. GT clearly is on the top after today's win and they stand there with 4 points. Delhi, Mumbai and Hyderabad are at the bottom of the table. Joy sir, Delhi 2 out of 2 both gone. Where do you think they are mentally right now?
That's the thing. I mean, they've got to be strong. I remember that when KKR won the first title in 2012, they lost their first 2 games. It happens. It's still not panic stations at that point in time. There's still a lot to do. But they'll be keenly aware of what weaknesses they have. That they've understood now that, okay, these things need to be fixed. Not yet panic stations, and just what they try and do in situations like this, especially if you have a match pretty close by, is try and keep the team as busy as possible in practices and activities together so that players don't have an opportunity to brood, because the worst thing you can do during a tournament like this is start brooding. This is not working, that's not working, and then it becomes much more difficult.
Good thing is about IPL, it literally, you just got to go to the next venue. You just have to park that result and move on. And then just thinking about potentially a batter coming in, an Indian batter, Manish Pandey is potentially one that could come in and fill in that spot. Played 6 games for them last year, so he's been in some fairly good form in domestic cricket. So that might be an option for them to try, but we don't know the conversations they've had with Sarfaraz Khan and whether it's like, mate, you've got 5 or 6 games, go have fun, we'll back you, show us what you can do. So we'll find out next game.
Yes, we'll find out next game because Delhi really wants to get off the mark. But Let's have a look at tomorrow's game because Rajasthan takes on Punjab tomorrow and this is happening at Guwahati. Rajasthan, of course, is coming in with that very, very comprehensive win that they had over SRH. So they'll be very confident. The trio of Butler, Yashasvi and Sanju Samson all got the 50s in. There was Yuzi who had the purple cap, came in and got those 4 wickets. Trent Bolt got his 2 wickets. Everything went right for Rajasthan. So they'll be feeling good coming into tomorrow's game.
Absolutely. They'll be feeling top of the world, and this is the home ground of Riyan Parag, who's one of the members of their team, who's their all-rounder. And basically, yes, I think they're in a good position. They'll have, and Rajasthan is comparatively, Jaipur is comparatively a smaller ground. If they go to Guwahati, the fans will be absolutely crazy. They'll be all Rajasthan fans. They'll have fantastic home support. And I think they're looking forward to it, to really going. And again, they will look at the Gujarat result and remember those are the 2 finalists from last year and say, okay, we need to also have a definitive result, stamp our class, our quality on this. So I think they're going to go very hard on this. And if they can pull out a big one, then, it's going to be, that title race starts all over again,
But Lisa, you think, there's somebody who always gives us a lot of content and a lot of conversation is Riyan Parag because he's always spoken and everyone talks of him every game. Riyan Parag has been that, he comes in because the 5 batsmen, 5 bowlers and Riyan Parag's that
He's
6.
there for the Instagram, let's be honest. He's there for the celebrations and the catches. And look, he does have an opportunity to play more of a role from a bowling point of view. I think I heard here Harsha was talking about he's been told to bowl a lot more in domestic cricket, and that's what he's done.
And that's his home ground as well.
Yeah, so let's see if that actually happens. But they're flying, and is it their first game in Guwahati?
I don't know whether they played, I think a couple of years back.
Yeah, I think first game, yeah. So that's going to be a huge occasion because they have certainly been driving this, having been involved with the Rajasthan Royals in the past. I know that they were driving to create that as their second base.
Yes.
So it was supposed to be, I think, a game in 2020. But
exactly, that's why I think I remember.
Yeah, but unfortunately, the world stopped. So I think it's going to be a huge occasion for them. So again, another external factor to kind of bring the nucleus of the core players together, and they're happy. When you're winning, everything's fine.
So clearly they'll go with the same playing 11.
Yeah, I think given what they've done in the last match, there's no particular reason to change because everyone has performed. And as I said, it's one of those situations. Again, going back to Riyan, I said I also believe it's very tough on him because I believe number 6 is one of the most difficult jobs to play. Either you're batting at 20 for 3 and you're trying to play out and trying to get some sort of runs in the board, or you've got 10 balls to give it a whack, and it's always difficult to come in, get your eyes set and hit it. So it's a pressure situation, but they'll have a lot of
It's just the pressure he puts on himself because he always makes these statements. He went and said he's going to make 4, he's going to hit 4 or 5 sixes in an over. So every time before a big season, he'll make these statements.
Told you, Instagram. He's just there trying to get his more likes up and followers, huh?
No, but the other team, of course, is Punjab, who's also had a win. If I could say a lucky one because the rain came in and I've never understood Duckworth Lewis, but clearly Arshdeep did because he caught in correct wickets at the correct time. So Punjab coming into tomorrow's game, any changes, Joy?
No, if Rabada is not there, and they're saying that Rabada and Liam Livingstone, though Rabada has joined, apparently he's not going to be playing tomorrow. Livingstone is not playing definitely as well. So if they're not playing, I'd give the same 11 a chance because they haven't done badly. I'd like to see these guys settle down, and I thought Nathan Ellis is giving them something with the ball, which is interesting. They'd probably test him out, and at some point in time, without Livingstone, if they can start, if they've already strung together a couple of wins without those 2 really big weapons, if they can pull out one more win here, it'll be big. It'll be really big.
But Lisa, do you think the Punjab bowling with what they have right now, can they put up a fight against that destructive Rajasthan batting?
Yeah, one thing is when a side goes really hard at the top, they give you some opportunities. Yeah. So it's up to whether the fielding side is awake and ready to take those half chances. If you don't, they make you pay. So I think Rajasthan will give those little opportunities. I think the Punjab side actually have some decent bowlers. Nathan Ellis is used to being in difficult situations, bowling at difficult times of a match. So they've got someone who's done it well at a big bash. I know IPL is another level, but done it at international as well. So I think they've got some variety in their bowling to put some pressure on Rajasthan. But, you know, front runners at the moment would be the Royal side.
I'd like to have a look at that team sheet again, especially for Punjab.
The Punjab team sheet.
The Punjab team sheet, because I'm wondering who they can actually bring in. But it's just looking at it, you'd say that most of this picks itself. I mean, because Jitesh Sharma did okay. Shah Rukh Khan, still disappointing compared to the kind of money they paid for him. But I can't see the only person who's a like-for-like replacement is Harpreet Singh Bhatia, who I don't see coming in there.
You've got to give him a bit more of an opportunity.
You've got to give him. And look, with Nathan Ellis, Arshdeep and Sam Curran, that's a pretty useful seam bowling attack.
Yeah.
So this is a decent team.
And Sikandar Raza did very well his first game.
He's right arm, anything.
Yeah.
Like Sachin used to be in his early days. Off spin, leg
medium
spin.
pace, whatever you want, arm balls.
It used to be, even Piyush Chawla used to be like that. You know, the leggy. So Piyush Chawla, very often the Ranji Trophy has been called for one in the over. As in he's bowled a bouncer from that action.
All right.
If you have to choose one key player from each team, player to watch out for Punjab for you and Rajasthan.
I'm going to go Sikandar Raza. I really like what he does, and obviously seeing him in Australia at the T20 World Cup, you know, he was the standout performer in his team, which is no surprise, but on the world stage as well. And then for the Royals, I'm going to go for Buttler.
That's a safe bet. Always a safe bet.
We kind of like seeing what he does at the top.
Yeah, I mean, Butler's one of those. It's an absolute no-brainer. But no, I believe Yashasvi Jaiswal has been. You know, I think I like the way they've picked him up. Had faith in him. So Jaiswal, somebody, because face it, openers have a much greater opportunity to change a game than anybody else does. So I believe that, and I believe that if Punjab has to have a chance, Arshdeep has to do well for them.
You know, there's somebody else who I actually really liked and I've always followed his career is Devdutt Padikkal. He's somebody who does things quietly, but he makes the noise, maybe not in the last game, but he's someone who's always there to watch out for. Do you see him having maybe a breakout season this year?
Yeah, I mean, he kind of broke into the IPL with Bangalore, didn't he, when he opened
600 runs.
Yeah, opened the batting, and you thought, okay, here we go, is the next Indian star. Again, they've unearthed someone else. But since then, he's kind of fallen off, and I don't know the reasons why.
He's had health issues.
Okay.
So he's had serious health issues over the last 6 months. And to be honest with you, I'm just delighted that he's back to playing cricket. Sometimes it's really difficult to come back from these situations, do well. So he's put that behind him. He's in physical fitness. Perhaps getting that game fitness back to the level where he was is difficult. Also, he's batting out of position.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, you've got Buttler. Okay, you've believed in Yashasvi. You're saying Buttler and Yashasvi open. Sanju is too good a player not to put a 3. So Padikkal is not a number 4. Padikkal is an opener by
Because
name.
last season he was opening with Butler, so now he finds himself a little confused.
He
at
didn't
4.
perform that well, and that's why they made that change. So
that's the problem. I think he's also batting out of position. But look, as I said, if he's healthy, at some point in time he'll prove his class. Perhaps this year the opportunities may be more limited, just given the strength of this Rajasthan side.
There's somebody who has answered the questions that nobody on this floor has been able to answer.
well, that wouldn't be hard. Come on.
Yeah, because you've got the answer to Joy Sir's question. Joy Sir, take it away, please.
Okay, so Angelo Matthews, Steve Smith, Ben Duckett, Devon Conway and Harry Brook are the last cricketers to achieve which feat? It's not exactly a feat, not something you'll be very, very proud of. It is a century and duck in the same test match. The last was, of course, Indian was Pujara in 2018. In fact, the first to do this for India was a certain J.R. Vishwanath who didn't debut. Again, Kanpur against, it's a long, long time back. You don't,
No, but
I know
his
exactly.
debut match, you know. Which one came first, the 100 or the duck?
It was 0 and 137.
I'm very curious to know who's answered this the quickest, because they are always lot of geeky people, and there is Rajesh Reddy. Well done, Rajesh Reddy, because I really don't know how you'll have the answers to these questions, because these questions.
He's a usual.
He's a regular one.
He's a usual. He's a regular. He's really good. Most of these guys are much better than me. That's why I keep asking questions. I never promise to try and give answers, because all of them know far more than I do.
But I'm always very curious. Do you have this bank that you just come up with, or like where do you have all these complicated questions in your headspace?
Basically.
Hang on, he's just filing through. Hang on, how do I answer that question?
I steal it. I steal it from here and there. No, the truth is, if you're a quizzer, you think in very different ways. So you see situations, but you look at them in a slightly different way from other people. So you look at a way to say that, and the difficulty now is Googling. So I can't ask you who's the third cricketer to do this because then it's very easy.
Yeah.
You have to give it in a form where they can't just type it in and say, okay, who's the fastest Googler?
We should get them to send some of his followers that get it right to send
Do
one
not
in,
do this to me.
like live. Bang. Let's see if Joy can answer your
I will
question.
not get a single one.
You know, I think a magician
Then it makes
never
us
gives
feel
his
better.
secrets out because Joyce has very conveniently not really answered the question, so the magician has kept his
I'm
secrets
trying to go into
himself.
politics, so which is why I'm good at this, giving
very
answers that are meaningless answers.
I'd vote for you.
There, I've got one. Except she's in the wrong country.
I'm not in this country.
No, I want to actually thank you all both because you all have made my debut feel very comfortable because we have, that's about the time we have because we have to go back, go sleep and come back tomorrow. We are very hardworking people. But thank you very, very much for making this debut so comfortable. I don't know if I'm seeing you tomorrow. I think I'm seeing you
Yes,
for sure.
yeah.
I think Joyce is on.
I'm off tomorrow.
You're
but
off tomorrow.
You've had a fantastic start. Just
Done well.
as I said, like Joss Butler, keep going.
Very kind of you. Thank you so much for all those who watched. That's me signing off with Joy Sir and Lisa. We'll see you tomorrow at 7 p.m. Good night and we'll see you tomorrow.
Jaipur via Kota.
कृपया ध्यान आपको अहमदाबाद
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವ ರೈಲಲ್ಲಿ ತಿರುಚಿರಾಪಳ್ಳಿ
হায়দ্রাবাদ 50 এক্সপ্রেস পরবর্তী স্টেশন নেতাজি ভবন कृपया ध्यान दें